This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Canine Crew, it's time to just sell the damn thing. Doberman Dan is revealing his contrarian formula for getting a rush of new customers, building your business faster, and making the highest possible profits. Go to justsellthedamnthing.com to get your copy today.
Prepare yourself for the uncensored, nothing held back, no BS reality of how business and life really work. Doberman Dan is off the chain.
Fear, freedom, power. What do you think of those three words, JR?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like I have a zoo of lust for those words.
You're learning. You pay close attention. Hearing with the fear stuff. First word out of my mouth this week, fear. You know, I should have done it in a better voice. Wait, rewind, starting over again. Who's the guy who does the voice for all the movies? Like, in a world, that guy.
Movie theater guy.
That's the guy. Yeah, movie theater guy. That's who should have opened the show. That guy. Fear, freedom, power. In a world where fear, freedom, power. By the way, so here's my thing. Here's what I'm getting at. Those words are the three most powerful motivators behind all actions people take, right? Fear, freedom, power. Think about it. Most of the things you want in this life have to do with one of those or all of those, right? Fear, for example. You're afraid you'll stay stuck in the job you hate. You're afraid you won't achieve your goals and dreams. Or you're afraid of not becoming the person you know you could be. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of success, right? Freedom. Yeah. You want to be free of worries. You want to be free of the anxiety caused by your life not being like you want it to be. You want the freedom to live the lifestyle you always dreamed about. You want freedom from the mental shackles that have been limiting you from who you are and what you can achieve. You want freedom from that feeling of overwhelm. You want freedom from the confusion of not knowing how you should grow your business. You want freedom from doubt. Power. You want the power to control your life instead of others controlling it. You want the power to rely on nobody but yourself. You want the power to make yourself successful. You want the power to make as much money as you desire. You want the power to choose your own destiny. You see, it's like almost all human motivation comes from fear, freedom, or power, right?
Are they in that order?
So maybe not necessarily in that order.
Depends
Fear's
on the person.
Definitely the biggie, though.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
You know, so the good news is you can empower yourself. You can free yourself from fear. You don't have to let fear hold you back from achieving what you want. You don't have to be enslaved by your current beliefs or your current mindset. You don't have to let somebody else control how you live your life. You've got the power to change all that. Be free, be fearless, be powerful. Those three things, at least that's what I wrote down one morning when I was doing my journaling, like we spoke about.
You journal? Oh my God. I've lost all respect for you.
Yeah, I'm a journaler. Hi, my name's Dan, and I'm a journaler. There's support groups for that. The journaling is just supposed to be for yourself, but you know, every now and then something comes out of it that might be worth sharing. Or who knows, maybe you're listening to this now and you're thinking, yeah, maybe this wasn't one of those things this week there, Doberman Dan. Maybe you should have just let that one stay hidden in your journal. What are your thoughts, JR? What do you think are the big motivators for people in the big thangs that hold them back?
I have no clue. I don't know what works or what doesn't, other than just trying to be clear and tell people what they need to hear. But I think that was a master lesson in like any kind of copywriting, because I've always admired you, the way that you're able to bang out all these newsletters and bang out all these sales letters. If I had to write a sales letter, bro, it would take me a year. I mean, the last one took me like 6 months. And I think that grasp that you have on those three things, it's fear, freedom, and power. You've run that through all your copy, don't you?
Yeah, I guess maybe not even consciously. I do a lot of stuff like unconsciously now, probably just through years of repetition and just gut intuition. But of course that, it's not like that's a native ability, that comes from decades of study simultaneously implementing the studies, so now it's ingrained and is done unconsciously. But yeah, by the way, taking a year to write a sales letter, I could easily take a year to write a sales letter, because I can write better than anybody who can write faster, and I can write faster than anybody who can write better. So, a year would give me a lot of time to write a damn good sales letter. And I would probably do that, or longer than a year. The only thing that saves me from that and gets anything done is the power of deadlines. That when you just got to realize that, okay, I can write better than anybody who can write faster, and I can write faster than anybody who can write better, but it just comes time to release it. So it's released. By the way, notice I say released, not finished.
No
It's
such
never
thing.
finished. If we want me to finish it, I'll never release anything. So the power of deadlines, my friend, the power of deadlines.
That's an interesting word, released. I like that. I released the copy, or I released that issue. But yeah, I think most of us. Well, here's my question, right? Like, we're all here, and we got to be at least a little enlightened, or we wouldn't be here listening to you or hanging out with you. But so many people in the world, like, where do you wake up? How do you realize? How do you get rid of that? Like, how did you come out of that programming, Dan? Because you were programmed with the fear-based mindset. How did you break out of that? Or maybe you're still breaking out of it.
Yeah, still breaking out. Boy, that programming goes deep. Most people, never examine it. So the fact of just examining it, that actually says a lot about you as a person.
Yeah.
Because really most they're the herd, man. They never examine it. So if you'll pull that stuff out of your head and examine it, I mean, that's a major step right there. So congrats for that. I guess, the constant examination, right?
I told you this, I think, a couple episodes ago, but my sister's being bullied in school. I have a little sister. She's 12 years old, getting bullied and stuff like that, and all depressed and sad. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's kind of funny. I was talking to her about exactly what you're saying here, was that, look, animals in nature, they don't even think. They're wired, right? They're running on emotion and instinct, and I got to get a nut, and I can't let that eagle swoop down and eat me when I'm out there getting the nut. And I told her the power that we have, the power, what makes us special in nature, why we rule all of nature, why we've mastered it, is that power of examining your feelings and examining your thoughts and seeing if they're serving you properly. And I just don't understand why more people don't know that they can feel a certain way, fine, but then you can step back and examine it and say, hey, was that working? Was it not? Could I do better?
Yeah, that in itself is a major revelation right there. But we're ruled by these programs we're completely unconscious of, that were originally designed for our survival, like the amygdala taking over. And we're ruled by those. A good example is, so I'm talking to an acquaintance the other day who I respect in financial matters and matters of financial planning. And he's telling me that he thinks we dodged a bullet a little while longer on a recession, but he expects that it's unavoidable in 2020. And almost immediately, I had a visceral gut reaction I could feel. And my mind went, it was like off to the races, powered by a freaking hydrogen rocket. And I went from, normal state of being to imagining myself having lost it all and being homeless, like going broke, losing everything, losing all my money, losing my business, all my possessions, my house, literally living in the street. Now, why should I be afraid of that? First of all, I shouldn't be, because that has happened to me 4 times. The living in the street only once. It was actually living in my car, but I have lost everything 4 times off the top of my head, maybe 5. Let's say 4 for now. One of those was a legal bankruptcy, and the other ones were all the technical bankruptcies where you lose everything. Like, literally had some clothes, a laptop, my dog and a guitar, and nothing, no business, no job, no income, not a cent, maybe $100 left on a Visa card. So that's happened 4 times. Why should I fear that? I should not fear that, especially because, now, because I've made better decisions, it's going to be a lot harder for me to go totally broke. But still, like, my mind went there immediately. And that's those unconscious programs. There's the biology program, obviously. That's a survival thing, kicking in there. But, then there's all the engineered programming that came from the Matrix, from the man, from the system, the parents, the government funded youth indoctrination camp that some people call public school, the media, all coordinated together. So there's all that programming kicking in also to cause that reaction. Makes no sense though, does it?
That's the control though, right? If you can keep people scared, you can keep them under control. I think that's like Machiavelli, the prince.
Oh, yeah, big time. The fear is a really important part of that equation, basically an essential part of the equation. What's the book by Sargent, Dr. Sargent, S-A-R, Battle for the Mind? Somewhat of an obscure book. Most people don't know about it, but it's basically the CIA's handbook for their Operation Monarch and MK Ultra.
MK Ultra, yeah.
Mind control. It's what they used in as their handbook for the mind control. And Sargent based it all on Pavlov's research and research of other behaviorists on conditioning and stuff. The fear is absolutely crucial to maintain that, to keep the herd docile. So, but, that's why I say most people don't ever examine those thoughts. The simple fact that you're taking them out to examine them and you're spend some introspection time on how that is serving you. If there's another way to do it, I guess I would do it. I've heard all kinds of other stuff. I've heard EFT, all kinds of tapping techniques, the rapid eye movement techniques, the self-hypnosis. I can't say that I've tried all of those, but the introspection of examining your thoughts and asking yourself, is this true? This belief that I have, which is most likely a limiting belief, is this true? Can I be sure it's true? How do I feel as a result of this belief? And just asking yourself those questions like that. And I think most people realize that, wow, I believe a lot of stuff that is complete bullshit and is not serving me in any positive way whatsoever. Do that mental enema.
Get rid of it. So, Dan, did I take you off track with that?
No.
So then this analyzing is what we're talking about to get what you want. This is the way to get what you want, by analyzing your thinking and reprogramming yourself. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, exactamundo. Realizing that, those things, fear, freedom, power, you can use those against yourself, or you can use those to get what you want.
Booyakasha. So, do you know what's coming up next time?
Yes. We're talking about monkey spanking secrets from the world's greatest monkey spankers. I have no idea what the topic is for next week.
I haven't even heard monkey spanking in like 100 years. That's great. That's what you get when you tune into the Off the Chain show. K9 Crew. We'll be back in your earbuds next time. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Canine Crew got a special treat for you, what we are affectionately referring to as the Off the Chain Hotline. Tell us you love us, tell us you hate us, ask questions. We don't care, just call 321-424-6043 and give us a piece of your mind.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.